Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Health Lair, Dr. Vero here. So today I want to welcome you guys to my channel from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I came here on kind of like an investigation expedition from the University of Miami. We're looking at quality of water, looking at quality of fish. After Hurricane Maria, a lot of these things kind of were affected. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you on a journey with me through the island of Puerto Rico. So stay tuned. So great. Gotta be careful on these steps because very steep, very small.
I might hop in both. Cold? Is it cold?
Oh yeah. Oh, it feels so good.
Oh man, this looks really nice. Oh, this is so nice.
It's refreshing. Nope. Nope.
Try it out and you can work your way out.
That was fun. He dove like a monkey. Like Tarzan. I didn't because, you know, hair issues. Priorities. Now we're heading back from the waterfall. We're gonna head to the little cafe that they have here, get something to eat. But even though I'm really craving veggies, and so is Gavin, we are not going to eat veggies here because to eat veggies, you must wash veggies, and said water may not be, you know, considering we came here to do a water contamination test, we might just go for something fried, maybe French fries. Just because heat kills bacteria. So I don't really feel like getting some nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea while on this trip. How big this lizard is. See how close I can get without scaring it off. Is it going to attack me? It's like staring at the camera. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So pretty here. Oh. That's what happens when you don't look where you're going. Busted my butt.
I'd love to watch you.
Alright, so that was enough fun at Gozalandia, which was an incredible waterfall experience. We met some really great people while we were there too. It was a lot of fun. But as you can see, we are now driving back to arrive at Guanica. But before we arrived, we stopped at a little place and we met some incredible group of people who are all friends, and we're actually collecting money to help provide for the surgery of one of their friends' sons who has penile cancer due to HPV infection. So this is them. What's your name? Hector. So what are you doing here?
I'm getting donations for a kid who has cancer. I don't know where his father's here. His father's here.
This is now the next day in the morning after we checked into our resort at Guanica. So now we're headed to the town so we can start surveying people and ask them questions about their fish consumption. Hey guys, so today we just had lunch with the couple that's going to be taking us around to take our surveys. So this is now a new study. It's not on what quality of water. Kind of is, but it's more on the contamination of fish and sea life, so like PCBs and stuff. So we're going to be doing that from now on, so stay tuned so we can take you around. We're going to be doing questionnaires, we're going to be sampling the sediment, we're going to be sampling fish. I won't be sampling fish, so I'm going to rely on my buddy to send me the videos of the fish sampling, right Gav? Yeah. Alright. So right now we are resting at a cafe with Gavin. We have luckily gotten help of 3 different students here from the schools nearby, and they've gone off to an area where there's a lot lot of people, a lot of movement, so they can get some more surveys. We're capturing more people as they walk by us, and then we're going to wait and put all the surveys together. We want to get at least 100. These questions are a bit different. They're more about the consumption of fish, how much fish they eat, where they get it from, if it's from the outside, like the outskirts of outer ocean, deep ocean, or they get it from the bay here in Guanica. We want to see how much fish they're consuming and where they get it from. And this is kind of like the study where we're going to be conducting sediment to see the concentration of PCBs in the water as well. So yeah, stay tuned. So as you can see, we're just sitting here in a little cafe. It's really nice. We've gotten some company from some local dogs. There's one. There's also another one right by Gavin. I don't know if you can see him. But yeah, very, very nice town. I really, really like it. It's really beautiful. Okay, so today we're going into the water because we're going to be taking sediment samples. So I'm not going to take this camera, but I'll be kind of documenting everything with GoPro. So the image is going to be a little bit different. So guys, stay tuned. So this is Guanica Bay. We're going to be taking sediment from multiple areas, starting here and then heading further out. I don't know if you guys can see. So it's come behind me. And then we're going to be heading out that way and further out. So we need to take samples closer to the bay first, just because later on in the day it's going to be very, very choppy and it's going to be very difficult to get the sediment. So as you can see, there's waves already from the ocean coming in through the bay. So we're going to get the samples here first. It's actually pretty similar to kind of like the entrance of the ocean at Key Biscayne. Once you get closer to the opening of the mouth, the waves kind of pick up a little bit. So it might be a good idea to get these samples in early before, otherwise we're not going to have to be stable enough to be able to get it. Guys, so we just got back from taking sediment samples out in the Guanica Bay and around in a few points equal distance apart from each other. The reason why we want to do this is kind of figure out the contamination level of certain areas. So this is the boat we had been on. Really small, not the one on the back, the one that's right here, hooked up to the dock. There's Gavin being super helpful, or not. There is a plant at the top of a hill that used to make chemicals. It was called Gonzalez Chemical Plant, and it was actually closed down because it was creating a lot of air pollution. So in essence, what happened was that it was closed down, but the chemicals that had been stored in barrels in that plant kind of started leaking, and they went down the hill, and it was pushed into the water. So the water has now contaminated the fish, it has contaminated the sediment. So that is why we're taking sediment samples. We want to see the level of contamination and how far the contamination is actually getting, the level of contamination as we get further and further away from Guanica Bay. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the amount of fish consumption and the source of the fish. So we wanted to know whether people were buying it at the supermarkets, at restaurants, if they were fishing it themselves. If they're buying it at pescaderías, which are shops where they sell fish. And so we wanted to kind of figure out the sources of these fish. If they saw people fishing in the bay, if they saw people fishing really far away, if they themselves fished in the bay and ate the fish. So if you're fishing in the bay and you're eating the fish that's here in the bay, you're eating a very highly concentrated, contaminated fish. And so this is very, very dangerous. Obviously, things like PCB that are in the fish, if exposed to it for long periods of time, can actually become cancerous, and they can affect your health in multiple ways. So obviously, this is a form of environmental health, which is the whole point of us coming here to this island. I mean, yes, we've been able to kind of look at the island and enjoy the island a little bit, but we're actually just here mainly for work and to kind of figure out how we can better help this community, especially after Hurricane Maria. So the questionnaires that we've been doing since we got here have been before Maria, after Maria, has there been a change? And that's why we've been here. So tonight around midnight, we're going to be coming here to Guanica Bay, and we're going to be kind of setting or casting off a net. And we want to do this to catch fish. Unfortunately, I will have to leave, so I will not be able to participate in the collection of the fish themselves. But my colleague Gavin, who has been here with me since we started this trip, he and our professor, Dr. Kumar, who's coming down, he's arriving tonight, will be collecting the fish, and then later on we'll be able to analyze the fish, analyze the sediment, and just get a better picture, combining all the data from the surveys that we got from the contaminated fish and from the sediment, and put everything together, and hopefully we have a really good idea of what's been going on. So this is obviously just a form of research in public health. There are multiple different types. You can go into obesity prevention, which is actually what I'm doing my capstone project on, and my field experience at the moment. I feel like if I had not done this master's degree, I would not have known all the possibilities and all the things that you can actually do to kind of help the health of a community, not just one person at a time. Public health is more what is happening around you, what is in your life that is affecting not just you, but a whole group of people that live by you. And so this can be something like the availability of superstores, if you have access to healthy foods, if you have safe roads for you to walk, if your kids go to a school that's in a dangerous part of the area, how physically active you can be. It can also be environmental stuff, like is there contamination in your water? Is there high rates of disease in these areas? How is global warming going to affect diseases in general? So this is a kind of like a common question that people obviously have. They're like, oh, global warming, yeah, whatever, that has no effect on people. That's not necessarily true. It can affect crops, it can affect access to foods, even healthy foods. It can contaminate things, kind of like Hurricane Maria and the contamination here that we've been seeing in Puerto Rico in the water quality. It can exacerbate already present conditions and issues within a community. So if some area is really, really far away from gas, and so they can't travel as much, or they're mainly using roads to kind of like navigate, and they're using bikes, and all of a sudden a hurricane rushes through and it ruins all the roads, how are people going to get to work? They're going to lose their job. So there's a lot to think about, and weather has a huge impact. Your environment has a huge impact on your health. This not just goes to environment, those like environmental things like air and water and things like this, and soil. It also goes to your family dynamics. It goes to how you're treated in school, if you've ever been bullied, and mental health issues. So a lot of these things are all very well related to public health, which is why I've been so honored and so excited to finally be here. And at the moment I'm in the car, yes, and that's because we just got off of the boats where we were actually taking these samples of the sediment. So you guys can. So this trip to Puerto Rico has been an eye-opening experience. There is so much to see here, so much to learn from the people and from their charisma and just their energy. And despite having been affected by Hurricane Maria, and despite their houses being destroyed and their cars being destroyed and loss of property and things like this, despite all of these hurdles that they've had to jump through to survive, they are still very happy, very grateful people. And I think that is beautiful, and it's something that is really missing in a lot of places. So there's just so much that you can learn from this community, and if you've never been to Puerto Rico, I highly suggest it. If you guys have any questions for me, if you're wondering where to stay, what to do, where to go, what places to visit, I have met so many people here. I can guarantee you I'll find you something to do.